Hey guys, this is Mark here again and welcome back to my channel. So I've been using the Redmi Note 10 Pro for almost 4 weeks already. I can say that this is one of the most demanding phones in Malaysia. Many places were out of stock due to high demand. I'm fortunate to get this phone a few weeks back to review it. For Ringgit Malaysia 999 Ringgit base model, you get AMOLED display with 120Hz refresh rate, dual stereo speakers, 108 megapixel quad cameras, and many more. But is it really good value for your hard-earned money? Let's find out in today's video. The first one I'll talk about is definitely the gorgeous AMOLED display. 6.67 inch Full HD 1080p display that supports 120Hz refresh rate. This display has HDR10 certification, with peak brightness can go up to 1200 nits, so viewing under bright sunlight would be an issue. Protecting the display, we have Corning Gorilla Glass 5, here against scratch and breakage. The screen also has 240Hz of touch sampling rate, which is important during gaming to improve sensitivity control. And the chin here is actually quite minimal. Talking about performance and gaming, this phone has a mid-range processor, Snapdragon 732G. Daily tasks like social media, Facebook, WhatsApp, calling, navigation, regular app is smooth all the way. Casual gaming is not an issue. For heavy games, this phone can only play them at medium graphics setting. For example, 30 frames per second for Esport 9, Smooth Ultra only for PUBG, but surprisingly I was able to play Genshin Impact at 60 frames per second at custom graphics setting. But as usual, for Genshin Impact, temperature rises to 47-48 degrees Celsius after 20 minutes of gameplay, and the game frame rate started to drop occasionally. So we go back to the design of the phone. It's actually quite light at 193 grams. The back is made of glass, which is quite sturdy and solid, and the frame is actually made of plastic. So the design of the quad camera actually reminds me of last year's Mi 10T series, which I really like. Although I must admit that the camera design is not for everyone. The back is curved, together with its lightweight and also 8.1mm thickness, it's actually quite comfortable to hold in the hands. The phone has a quad camera setup, 108 megapixel main shooter, which is very rarely you get in this price point. 8 megapixel ultra wide, 5 megapixel super macro, and 2 megapixel depth sensor. No complaint on the main shooter and ultra wide camera during daylight shot. One thing I like about is the 5 megapixel super macro lens, which can take very close up subject compared to normal macro lens. This super macro lens is similar to the one in Xiaomi Mi 11, which might interest some people who likes to take close up subject. I've taken some samples of the macro shot and posted on my Instagram. You guys might want to check it out. Next, we talk about battery life. This phone has a 5020 mAh battery. From 100% to total flat, under normal usage, I managed to get around 8 to 9 hours of screen on time with almost 2 days of battery life. If you play moderate to heavy games, most likely your phone will last for 4 to 5 hours only from 100%. To me, this is actually quite good already. So far, no complaint about the battery life, and if your phone runs flat, you have the inbox 33-watt charger to top up from 0 to 100% in less than an hour. Other things I like about this phone is that the call reception is great. Wi-Fi and data connection, no issue with 4G Plus with voice over LTE, auto enable. Bluetooth and location GPS, also no issue. The best part is that the headphone jack is still around. And also the dual stereo speakers performance is above average with sufficient bass. Time for me to voice out the things that I wish Xiaomi could have done better. First, the camera. The night photography on this phone. Even with night mode, On it, it still struggles. I will put the night mode performance below Poco X3 Pro and Poco F3. You guys can check it out my Instagram post on the night mode sample I took using the Redmi Note 10 Pro. Other than this, the phone camera performs quite well. Second, I'm a bit nitpicking on this. The selfie camera. It's very small and tiny, no doubt overall. But I don't like that there's a ring visible in the camera. Some of the phones, they might have slightly bigger size punch hole, but the camera is totally hidden with no ring. Anyway, as I said, I was just nitpicking. Next, I wish that Xiaomi could have given us a Snapdragon 800 series chipset instead of Snapdragon 732G. They have done it with Poco X3 Pro and placed a Snapdragon 860 and sold it at Ringgit Malaysia 899. I'm quite sure that if Xiaomi gave us a combo of Snapdragon 860 with AMOLED display, 120Hz refresh rate, I'm pretty sure that many would consider buying it, even at 999 or 1099 ringgit. I know I would. Another wishful thinking for next year perhaps. Wing wing. Lastly, something I want to point out is that the 120Hz refresh rate is actually well optimized for most apps I use so far, except for YouTube. You can still feel frame drop coming from home screen and other apps when you open YouTube apps. But by no means is lag. It's just that you miss out the 120Hz goodness on the YouTube app for now. Well, that's my conclusion of the Redmi Note 10 Pro after using it for almost 4 weeks. For a starting price of Ringgit Malaysia 999, AMOLED screen with 120Hz refresh rate, dual stereo speakers, decent chipset performance, and 108 megapixel camera, no wonder this phone has been in high demand in Malaysia since last month. I believe I've covered most of the aspects of the phone. But if you have any question, feel free to leave your comments below. Thank you so much for supporting my videos and channel with a like, share and subscribe. Until then, please take care and stay safe. Peace guys.